What's up guys, it's Anthony and welcome to the first of many future videos involving this red little piece of candy here. So the Honda Civic has gained a lot of traction recently. I had a video kind of blow up involving the transformation of this car of when I got it into how it looks now. And that actually pushed me over 10,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody that has subscribed and liked my videos and commented. I mean, like seriously, that means the world to me. I know I'm still just a small channel, but that stuff helps me so much and keeps motivating me to do future things like I'm doing today. Today's video, I'm going to be putting on an OEM Honda Civic Si Grill onto the Civic here. Now, that was actually one of the #1 requests in my transformation video along with coils and wheels, but I will get to that here in a little bit. I am putting on an OEM grill, brand new from Honda. I know a lot of people are probably sitting there like, Anthony, you're putting a Civic Si Grill on a Civic EX, you know, that's like putting a turbo badge on a non-turbo car, or saying your WRX is an STI, and no, not really. That's not really the same thing at all. Quite literally, the Civic Si badge is just a honeycomb grill. There's not even a badge on it. It is just a plain grill. And the goal of it was just to make it look cleaner on the front end. I think that the Civic Si Grill just really pops and makes the front end look a little bit more aggressive without the badge. So that's the plan for today. However, I do have some other things to knock out first. I do want to get the car cleaned up because it is dirty, as you can see now. It's been sitting for a while, and I just got back from several work trips around the country here. So this needs to get cleaned up. I also need to change the oil on this bad boy. Alright, so let's take a brief moment to point out how full of joy and confident I was in changing the oil on my Honda Civic until this happened. Holy sh**. Oh no. Oh, I don't even know what to do right now. To where it looks like something failed. But we'll get to that excitement here in a little bit. For now, enjoy the confident and happy Anthony. Okay, so I'm gonna try to like compile this footage together, kind of make it more interesting so it's not just me installing a grill and that being the main thing. I know that's kind of boring to some people. So that is the plan for today. So with that said, I'm gonna go grab a bucket and let's get this thing cleaned up. So it is a weirdly nice day for January. It's like 50 something degrees outside, hence why I'm wearing shorts. If you know me, I always like to wear shorts. I'm just that kind of guy. So being able to do this wash outside is still pretty nice, but as you can see, it is still steamy. I still live in Idaho where it was just snowing last week. So doing a quick rinseless wash here. I know a lot of people were wondering, why don't you do a 2-bucket method? Why don't you use soap and foam and all this stuff? And to be honest guys, this method is so stupid safe. And I've done this so many hundreds and hundreds of times on even on the Evo here. I do that, that's all I do on the Evo, and I've yet to ever see a scratch or a mar or anything like that from this method. So for all the know-it-alls in the comments, just throwing it out there. I kind of know what I'm doing here. So I'm just using ONR 250-6-1, Rag Company chenille mitt. You can use, of course, Rag Company drying towels and all of that. I'm gonna put some bead maker on this. The sauce is what I call it. All right, so after the O&R wash, it is now time to add the sauce, AKA bead maker. This stuff has been my favorite last step protectant on all my toys, including the Civic, the Evo, the bikes. This stuff just adds a ton of gloss and depth to the paint, as well as some protection too, but ultimately it's just the slickest feeling product there is, and I absolutely love it. So So for anybody curious on the products that I use in the video, including Bead Maker and this Rag Company Double Twistress drying towel, I'm gonna put the links down in the description so you guys can find those for yourself. But let's go ahead and make this thing glossy. Now, a lot of people think I'm kidding when I say Bead Maker is the sauce, but I mean, like, truly, look at how much glossier this looks. This looks so much better than it did before. Wow. Crazy. It's only 20-year-old paint. That's, yeah, that looks so much better. So, Bead Maker does add gloss, adds protection. This is super slick, super smooth. I think it's gonna look so much better with the Si Grill. Seriously, I'm just, I'm pumped on that. Don't mind this nasty, ugly, hard line here that is gonna get fixed. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do all this stuff and not fix that because that bothers the living hell out of me. So, yeah, looks a ton better after the wash. So I'm gonna take some pictures really quick for some before stuff and then get this thing in the garage and get working on the other stuff. All right, so it's time to make this thing look pretty. We are gonna start with the grill first, and then I'm gonna do the oil change sometime later in the day. So the OEM Si Grill is right over here. This thing is brand spanking new and beautiful. If you're like me, you're probably also thinking, I didn't even know Honda still made these new, and yeah, I had no idea. I had been on the search for a used one for literally, I don't know, 2 years on eBay, and I could never find one. Only thing I was ever able to find was this base piece, because this is actually two separate pieces. You have your front piece that's colored, and then you have the actual honeycomb grill behind it. Now, dummy me, I'm so stupid. About 2 weeks ago, I found this base grill on here. On eBay is where I found it, and I thought to myself, oh, that should just be a direct swap. I should be able to swap this front red frame onto this honeycomb grill. Now, do you guys notice a difference between that and that? Because I'm stupid and I didn't even look. Look how much more depth this has. This is a deeper grill compared to this. This is just a skinny little piece down here, whereas look how thick that is. I'm just an idiot and I didn't look and I just bought it. So I ended up having to return that back to eBay, and I just said, screw it. You know, I want an Si Grill on here so bad that I'm just gonna buy one brand new. So I went to a Honda parts website and I found this, the combination of these two things, the Milano red front piece and then the honeycomb grill piece, for I think it was like $220, $230 shipped, which was a hard pill to swallow because, again, guys, this car cost me $1,500 and I just spent a small fraction of that on a grill. Right now, I know there's people in the comments thinking, you're so stupid, Anthony. Why didn't you just buy an eBay grill and then paint it? Don't you think I already thought of that? And so here's the thing. The eBay grills, they don't ever fit right. They are cheap. They don't fit this perfect. There's a gap here and it looks hideous. And then the other thing too is I would have to paint that grill, and I have to think to myself, how much are paint supplies and what is my time worth to be able to do that? And so I mean, my time is very valuable to me, so the time I spent on that door and it still didn't turn out perfect pisses me off. So thinking about it like this, I'm gonna have to buy primer, I'm gonna buy some type of plastic adhesive promoter, I'm gonna have to buy the base coat and get that color matched, and then I have to buy 2K clear, I have to wet sand it, do all of that, polish it up to get it to where I like it, and by that point, I'm into the supplies and grill, maybe a little over $100, maybe around $100. So to me, my time to not have to do that is worth the extra $120 to buy one brand new. And I know that may sound dumb to some people, but I think it's gonna look better. I think it's gonna fit better, and that's all that really matters. You can see that Milano red. It does look a little bit lighter, and I don't know if that's just because my paint is just so old on here, but it's going to be a huge improvement because this is all chipped. I mean, the whole car is chipped and scratched and dented to hell, but I mean, there is just a majority of these death chips on this grill here, so I think getting this onto here will make that look a lot cleaner. And then here in the spring, what I want to do is I want to go through and fix all these rock chips with Dr. Color Chip to get that front end looking a little bit cleaner and meaner. All right, so I'm sorry, I'm boring you guys with all my talking. We're gonna go ahead and get that popped off. So I'm just gonna pull off the front bumper, lean it forward, take off the screws, take that out, swap that in. Now, one thing I want to do, because I always forget to do this, when you lift that front bumper forward, this part clips up around here and will scratch that fender there. Ask me how I know. It's happened to me before. So I'm just going to grab some blue tape and throw a couple pieces of tape here. All right, so this just lifts forward off of here. So see what I mean about the tape? See, I knew it. So then this side lifts down, and that just simply lifts forward. Now, so those bottom four are out. I think it's just these last two here on the sides that I need to take off. Haha, just like that. Wow, yeah. What do you guys think? Pretty big difference there, right? In terms of looks. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge improvement. So I need to transfer over these screws right here, these small little guys. So I'm gonna zip these out of here. I think these clips also need to transfer over too. So get these clips onto the back of that, get those screws into there, and we should be money. All right, so all these screws are zipped in and the grill is complete. I'm just realizing that this grill is way more complex than it really needs to be. You know, the fact that it has this whole front piece and this extra grill portion and like 12 screws, that doesn't make any sense to me. So, all right, all of these screws are in. It's time to get this thing mocked back up and get the other plastic clip zipped in and see how this thing looks. All right, let's see what this thing looks like. Put the hood down here. Yeah, that looks awesome. That looks, seriously, it looks so good. I'm so happy with how that turned out. All right guys, so it's the next day. I didn't have enough time to change the oil on the Civic yesterday because I met up with Jason and the guys to go do Evo things. We went out and grabbed some really cool pictures of the cars. And yeah, if you haven't checked out my Instagram, check out alldayanthony_. I take tons of pictures of my Evo, like an insane amount. It's kind of stupid, but it's kind of cool to go out and take pictures with other Evos. So that's kind of what I wanted to focus on yesterday. But today, gotta change the oil on this thing, so let's get started. As far as supplies today, guys, I'm going to be changing the oil with the cheap stuff. So Valvoline, high mileage, Walmart special, 17 bucks or whatever it was. And then I have just a Fram air filter or a Fram oil filter, and then this drop cloth here. So I am always laying down drop cloth when it comes to changing the oil on any one of my vehicles, just because I always make a mess. I never mean to, but it just happens. So this stuff always saves me. So I'm gonna lay this down first and then get under there. All right, holy crap, guys. I must have over-tightened that damn oil filter way too much. Like, seriously, I didn't think I tightened it that much, but I am sitting here struggling, trying to get this off. I end up having to use an oil filter wrench to get it off, or to actually start moving it. But all right, so the oil filter is off. I will never over-tighten an oil filter again. I was getting to the point where I was about to grab a screwdriver and hammer it through because it was just so stuck on there, and I have no idea why. Okay, so that's off, oil filter's off. I'm gonna lower the Civic now, get it towards leveled out. All right, what we're doing next here is we're gonna get some oil into this filter here. So, because this filter sits in sideways. I don't want to overfill it. I just want to get just enough in there, because unlike other filters where you're going like this and screwing it in, you don't have the leaking issue, but this is going sideways. So anyways, take that, seal that up. All right, we're gonna zip this on, start the car really quick, let it run for a couple minutes, let it cool off, check to see where the oil's at, and then wrap it up. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. What just fucking happened? Oh no. Oh, I don't even know what to do right now. Holy shit. Okay, so alright guys, so I have no idea what just happened. I'm a dummy. First off, I didn't put the dipstick in. That was one thing, right? But that wouldn't have caused what just happened here. I literally just had an explosion of oil all over the engine bay and a huge, massive leak down below to where it looks like something failed. I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it was the oil filter. I don't know if it was the drain plug. Holy crap. Okay, so guys, I figured out what happened. I cleaned up most of this oil under here. Like I couldn't even have written that into this. I mean, I've done what, several hundred oil changes in my life and never had anything go wrong. So dummy me, in the frustration of removing the oiled oil filter, this one right here, I forgot to check whether that gasket was actually on the oil filter when I removed it. Turns out that rubber gasket from that one actually got stuck onto the casing on there and didn't even realize it. So when I was tightening on the new one, I was essentially putting a gasket over a gasket, not making a proper seal, hence why there was an explosion of oil out of there. And so, wow, yeah. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb, but hopefully that was entertaining for you guys. So I'm hoping that there's no damage done. I mean, basically the engine ran for about a second before I was able to turn it off. Realistically, drain plugs in. All I'm gonna do is I picked up a new oil filter, just went to the store, got a new oil filter, got a whole new thing of oil here, put a new oil filter in, make sure that there's no gasket on there, and make sure there is a gasket on there, and then zip it up, put oil back into it, and pray, fingers crossed, that the engine's okay and nothing bad happened. All right, everything seems to be on. Clutch in. No leaks. So anyways, I have the engine popped over here. Basically, I'll show you kind of what I'm working with. I'm just gonna do a quick clean. I wasn't gonna do this on camera, but I figured, you know, why not? Alright guys, so I think it's time to wrap up this video. It has gone on for far too long. At this point, I don't even know how long this video is. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Basically, what we learned from this is that, again, every time you do something cool to your car, something probably will happen in return, and maybe not in a good way, so it is what it is. But I'm glad the grill is on the car, oil's changed. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more of this or more of the Civic in the future. I know a lot of you guys want to see what happens with this, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button. And as always, guys, stay tuned for more. Catch you guys in the next one. This is all Anthony. Peace.